Hey, what's up everyone? It's Rinku, and this is the Mystic. Oh yeah, and the patch notes. Alright, so I'm gonna try and keep with the normal video, but yes, Mystic, you can create the character, but you cannot play as the character or log in as the character. It's just the character creation event. We'll talk about that more when we get into the patch notes. But I did log into my Striker to show you guys the new cash shop, and here's what we have. So we have two new Dark Knight underwears. Very nice. It's the same one, but with a variation. Now, interesting that they didn't combine these two, because I actually made a mistake last week, and they do have several different sets, A and B, in the same option. So, apologies, but they do offer the non-wing set immediately, right alongside the wing set, so you just click which one you want. I've never seen them do this, add two different sets into one button before, so I didn't even think, but it does say clearly A and B. So, my apologies, but since it didn't come out last week for NA and EU, I guess I might as well fix my mistake on the Korea videos. But they did add some pretty hype stuff. So one of the absolutely coolest things they added that I really wasn't sure if they were gonna add was the event skins for carriages and horses. With like the moving effects, the water effects, the animations, it looks really amazing. As well as the horse set. Looking at it really close, it does actually look really cool with the pearl colors. When you see it from far away, you just see the blue, but like the colors in detail, it's actually very cool sets. And it's like we all saw it in the Thermian, whatever it is, the water park event, but it wasn't released right away. So I mean, it could have been an event only thing, but no, they fully fleshed it out for us, and we can now buy it. At least in Korea. Hopefully, it'll come to us eventually. I'm pretty much guaranteeing that they're gonna come to us eventually. I just don't know why we didn't get the sets that they got last week. So I'm sure we'll get it eventually, but that's all I can really say. Hopefully next week, but who knows. Now, I really like horse sets. I really like looking at the individual pieces, like specifically like I guess the saddles, because you can hide the whole armor and still have the saddle. That's what it looks like. Not too much of a wow factor. I would really prefer a really cool saddle and not like a full get-up that covers the entire horse, but you know, this specific one that does cover the entire horse is probably one of my favorites. So very cool stuff, and if you pair that with the crazy looking wagon, with the moving like water through it, the splashing water on the wheels, and the globe that just has bubbles, like it's just crazy. Like, I wonder if you could, I'm sure you could dye the moving water to be like some crazy color as well. I'm not sure if it'd have like a rainbow effect, it might just be one color, but I've seen it in the Vediant weapons for my Dark Knight, so it'd be crazy to see what those could look like in the game. So last but not least, in the Pearl set shop, I should say, we have the furniture. So there is furniture for the events. Looks cool, nothing too much of like difference here than all the other furniture in the game, but it's more furniture and it's themed for the event. So I guess with that, let's actually get into the patch notes. Finally, it's time to get into the patch notes, and there is a ton of stuff to look forward to. So first of all, we have the Mystic. She is officially coming out. She is actually able to be created right now. So you can go in Korea and create a Mystic, and it will be saved for next week when it releases. Pretty crazy stuff, and when you create a Mystic, you will also get the free event rewards as long as you made her within this first week. So, in Korea, you're gonna get a 7-day horse flute, 10 Valk's Cry, item collection increased scrolls, gold ingots, like crazy stuff. So we're probably not gonna get the same exact things. We're not gonna get the Valk's Cry, I don't think, but it'll be interesting to see what our event contains, what we'll get from it, and also what the level up event I'm sure will be when it actually releases for us eventually. One thing they did change up though in Korea, I believe, is they're not giving away a free character slot expansion. They have a character slot coupon for 50% off during the event, and it says the maximum number of available slots did increase from 14 to 15, of course, so you can like make one of every class on your account on one server. But it does say you'll need an additional character slot expansion coupon after your 6th character. So they're pretty much saying you have to buy one if you have like max slots. If you don't have, well, I mean, everyone that has 14, unless you had a backup just waiting, you're pretty much going to need to buy one to get 15. So unless it's one of your first 6 characters, you will have to buy one. It's unfortunate, but it is crazy that this new class is coming out, and they're going to have to do that eventually. I mean, there's so many classes. It's just, they might as well at some point. So it would be crazy to think that everyone can just make like 20 characters off the bat. But going down here, we do have tons more stuff to cover. Another crazy thing to think about is that there is new boss gear, another new piece that we have not received at all. First they got the Griffin helmet, now they have the Ergon shoes. So all damage reduced. I'm not sure like how it scales, what it's gonna be, what its other stats are, but that's crazy to think that there's another boss gear. Now I'm curious to think what it's intended for. That usually boss gears, they have a certain stat for it to be useful at a certain task, so I'm really curious to see what you guys think that's going to be useful for. But it just says item effect, all damage reduced. That's pretty much all we have going. There is a separate page, we can look at it later, talking about the shoe, but let's go look down for now, because we have to learn how to get the shoe first. Now, before any of that, the Black Spirits adventure game, the EXP was increased, so they kind of like boosted up the rate of that if anyone cared. We still haven't got that, but we will get the new adventure too. And it's cool to think about that's getting boosted, so hopefully we'll just get that EXP boost immediately. Now they have something right here. I don't really know what it's all about because they don't really have a description of it, but it does say Marnie's stones have been added as a regular feature. You can purchase Marnie's stones from the NPC, and you use them, and it says types of available stones and it's for certain monsters. So, and I tried to look it up. Basically all I could find was that they increase maybe XP, and I do notice it's some of the monsters in the desert, so it could be a desert monster buff, but I don't really know because there's not really much other than this one thing. It just says like the levels of when you can use a stone, so I'm assuming there's a stone per monster. Maybe it gives you an EXP boost for like killing a certain amount. I don't know how it works. Maybe you charge a stone, turn it in. Not really sure, but it is a thing, so we'll have to figure out what that is later this week. More and more stuff though. Rift of the Barbarian has been updated. It looks like they nerfed it a little bit. It also says one thing I noticed: Dastard Beg's AP decreased. Is Dastard Beg in Rift of the Barbarian? I didn't even know. I didn't even watch the full thing. But interesting read, I guess, there. And also, Guild Vice Masters can now receive guild welfare money. I'm not sure if Vice Master is supposed to be officer, or I can't remember if Korea has like a special rank called Vice Master. I'm pretty sure we don't. I'm pretty sure we don't. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure it would say officer if it meant officer. This is the translated one. I'm not sure though. But pretty interesting to think that someone else could collect money, the welfare money. That would be really helpful instead of depending on one person. So yeah, let's get on to the monsters. There's actually 2 new bosses. One is Ergon, who drops the shoes, and the second one is Ronan. So I actually don't even know who Ronan is, what he drops. I couldn't even find a video on him because obviously all the videos are not labeled in English, so I'm not really sure. But at the end, I do have a video on Ergon. They linked a separate video. It's the same video for the shoes, like I'm talking about. We'll talk about the shoes, the boss, Ergon, pretty much at the end, but just in the patch notes, they were both added. They don't, the whole page says nothing about dailies or weeklies, but it says you complete the quests to do them. I can only assume the quests are dailies and or weeklies, or at least require something to do. Maybe you need something to summon them. Maybe I just need to read harder in these patch notes, but I couldn't really find what actually triggers the quests. I just saw that there's 2 versions of the quest. I can only assume the one is when you don't have the knowledge, the other one is when you do, and they really sound like daily Black Spirit quests. So that'd be really cool if we could do these dailies in the new Sylvia region. Now, another crazy thing is they added a new inventory expansion quest, and it's actually a must-have for adventurers have been added. You will receive the quest from the Black Spirit after meeting Protocol 3. This quest gives you 8 inventory expansions. So you do one quest and you get 8 inventory expansions, and they'll also refund you if you have any unused inventory expansions and you have max. So it's kind of like if you already used all your inventory expansions and you have maxed, they're not going to refund you. But if you had like an extra coupon in your inventory and you maxed it without using it, then they could refund you for the coupon. Maybe, or maybe the translation is just bad and they'll refund you either way, I don't know. But it would be cool to think about if they would refund you even if you had already used the coupon, but it says unused expansion coupons right here. So I'm not sure we'll have to look at how they handle that when we get ours, but interesting. So it's really cool that we're gonna get 8 inventory expansions in like one coupon. So, or well, it says coupons, I mean, but from one quest, you know what I mean. So now it says new special quests have been added. Like I said, it doesn't say anything about dailies or weeklies, but these are the quests for Ergon and Ronin. Very cool stuff. And it also says new special quests that you can complete without killing the associated monsters have been added, and this is for the Griffin and Brishka. I think these were things that were already in the game, because they weren't new, of course, but maybe that has to do with the knowledge. I'm not really sure. They're quests, so we won't know until we do them, but very cool stuff. 2 new bosses, and yeah, we'll look at Ergon in a second. So I think that wraps it up. Let me just make sure. There's so much stuff in here that I have to double check here. Alright, so one last thing I do want to look at is these 2 quests for these 2 new bosses do have requirements. For Ronin, I'm not too sure. It says complete co-op proof of courage. I'm not too sure what that is. That might even just be the startup quest for Ronin. However, but for Ergon, there's actually the requirement of completing Token of Promise, which is apparently the Kama Sylvia Part 2 main quests. So one of the quests. So you're actually going to have to do the main storyline quest for Kama Sylvia, which I don't think will be too hard because this place looks amazing. But you will have to do that in order to get the quest line or the quests to start doing this, I'm assuming a daily or weekly boss for this new boss gear shoe. So I guess that means we should look at this gigantic, crazy, like emerald looking green shoe. So this is Ergon's shoes. New boss gear has been added. Okay, you guys can see everything. And it has base DP of 6, which is higher than Muskin's. The base item effect is all damage reduction, and the effect will increase as the enhancement level goes up. They also, of course, has the set effect bonus with all the other boss gears, just like the Griffin helmet, just like the guy, just like the Muskin shoes, everything. It will like match everything. So Ergon shoes can be looted from Ergon. Very cool stuff. This scroll is rewarded from a newly added quest, the Raid Captain scroll, nothing about a daily or weekly. Ergon carries another boss, Roar Lavi. Who knows if I'm pronouncing any of this right? I can't pronounce anything. But Roar Lavi, assuming that's how it's pronounced, is on his back, and when Ergon takes a certain amount of damage, Lavi will like literally just jump down and attack and start another battle. And so that's phase B. Now there's a third phase. After that, Lavi will change his weapon and resurrect Ergon to fight for him again. So there's 3 phases in this fight. That's kind of crazy to think about. So here's the shoe. Here is the shoe again. And here's the video of the boss already. So this is the boss. This is the video that was linked on the guide. I just want to show you guys a few cuts of it. Very cool stuff. There he is summoned. Let's skip through here. He's down. If you guys want to watch the full video, I'll have this linked in my description as well. I'm trying to look for the guy. So is that his warrior? Okay, so he's got like a sword thing. He teleports. Oh shit. Why is the dinosaur just like flopping though? Does anyone else? So I guess once you kill the dinosaur, he starts flopping around for a bit, and then you have to fight his warrior. And is he gonna res him? He's just gonna like, oh my god, it's basically like a god over here. And at the end, I guess they'll just both fight you separately. So it's kind of like a 1v1, then another 1v1, then a 2v1. I mean, hopefully you're not 1v1ing everyone. Like, hopefully you have a full group. But very cool stuff. So I think that covers most of everything. Alright everyone, I hope you liked the video. I do make mistakes, but I think I covered most of everything that I found important in today's patch notes, today's news. Now, I am going to make another video creating the Mystic on this account, this Korean account, and I'm also going to make another video just of Kama Sylvia. You know, it's been out for a while, but I've never really explored this main town. I'm thinking about going and visiting all the housing that you can actually visit, because I'm sure we're going to have a housing event So if you guys want to see more Korean video content, let me know. I just want to explore it so that way when it comes out for us, we're ready. So if you guys think that's awesome, let me know, and I will try to do that and maybe more. Give me ideas. I'm open to everything, and you guys are what make me awesome, because you guys are fucking way more awesome. So thank you guys so much for all the help, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.